Hey, good morning, guys. This is Daniel from Fantasy Boom, and this video is for Friday, April 20th, 2018. Two things. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We're a new channel, so every thumbs up really helps us out, as little as that may seem. And stay till the end of the video because I'm going to show you how to get a free pick three to win $25 cash here today. Yesterday we had a phenomenal day with picks. When we settled down in our core, we only had one miss, and it was a really good day. So today we're gonna try to get right back at it and do it over again. I actually like today's picks again, and let's get right to it. All right, we got Giannis Antetokounmpo. His total is 55.6. It's going to be game 3 in Milwaukee. They're down 2-0. Look, Giannis has been doing his job, okay? He's been averaging over this number versus Boston, not just the series, but all year. So I love Giannis to continue doing all he can to help his team win, and I love him to go over this number pretty reliably. Next, we got Brad Beal, who has looked so pathetic in the first 2 games in Toronto that you have to imagine he's going to play better. And I'm talking about he played so bad. A lot of news outlets are really singling him out and talking about how poorly he's playing. He hears the noise. It's game 3 back in Washington. Washington is down 0-2 to Toronto. And I actually like him to bounce back and go over this number. You know, I'm not talking about like significantly over the number, but over this number. And I think Washington wins this game, and they get within 1 game of Toronto in the series. Chris Middleton, his number is 37.6. Him and Giannis have both been balling, and he's been doing his job for the most part. He just missed his number in game 2, but I think he goes right back over this number in game 3, just because he's doing his job. Game 2, he wasn't as aggressive, but this game they're going to be at home. It's going to be a sold-out game, and he's going to be ready to go. So, as one of the veterans on this team, I like him to go over that number today. Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan is the one who's actually been averaging over this number so far this year, including playoffs versus the Wizards. But Lowry has actually been averaging under. He's only gone over this number 1 time all year versus Washington, and I like him to go under this number today versus Washington. We haven't really seen that killer Kyle Lowry that we saw a couple times last year. Maybe he still exists. Who knows? But I like him to go under this number today. Otto Porter played pretty bad last game, but I'm looking at this game, and the Wizards need to win this game. So I'm looking at Otto Porter over this number in a team game in which they all do really well. And because it's the playoffs, they all play significant minutes even after, the game is out of hand. And yes, I think it's going to be lopsided. I'm talking about a possible double-digit victory for the Washington Wizards. So I like Otto Porter to go over this number. Miles Turner. This year in Indiana, he's averaging over this number. And Kevin Love, I thought that the only way he doesn't hit his numbers is if Kevin Love neutralizes him and gets him in foul trouble. Well, Kevin Love is not doing that. And therefore, Miles Turner is playing over 30 minutes a game. And Miles Turner is being active. And as you know, all the places are playing well. So I like Turner to actually go over this number. And I think the Pacers get the victory today back on their home floor in Indianapolis. And I think Turner stays on the floor long enough to goes over this number. He actually is amassing defensive stats, which is kind of interesting to say the least. But I like him to go over this number. Serge Ibaka, the big men for Toronto have been showing up every night so far and handling their business. Serge put up 45 fantasy points in game 1, 33 in game 2. Jonas Valanciunas put up like 49 in game 2. So I like Serge to go over this number in game 3. even if it's just by a little bit, because I think Washington runs away with this game. He is playing minutes. He's playing well over 30 minutes a game. I like him to get over this number here in today's game. Then we got John Wall, and this dude is just an animal. He's an animal, and I don't even know what else to say besides he is on a mission to try to will his team to victory. I think today he takes more of a distributorship role, in addition, probably more so than he does his scoring, and gets a lot of his other teammates involved. He's blasted over this number in the first two games of the series, and I think tonight he shows up, he handles business, and he goes over this number. He was in foul trouble in game 2, and barely played in the first half, but then second half handled business and then passed this number no problem. So I like him to pass this number and help lead his team to a win today. I like, as you can tell, all the Washington starters today. Jason Tatum, I actually like him under this number. So far this series, he's been averaging an average of, I think, a block and 4 steals a game. And in this series, I don't know, that's hard to replicate. This now changes from Boston to Milwaukee. I think as a result, his aggression is affected. Since this is based on FanDuel scoring, a block and 3 steals a game, that's 4 total, and it's 3 points in FanDuel scoring each. So that's 12 points in defensive stats. You take away half those points from him, and he goes under this number in both games. So I like him to go under this number just because I think Milwaukee comes out and plays a lot better. They don't turn the ball over as much today, and he goes under this number. Kevin Love. He hurt his thumb, dislocated it, said it'll be fine for game 3, but I don't buy it. I like him to go under this number. He's just not playing aggressive, and I don't think he hits enough shots to go over this number, so I like him to go under. And as a reminder, I guess I should say, if I like him to go under, then logically the only other person who can, score fantasy points for Cleveland and help him win the game is LeBron. I'm probably going to end up playing him over as well, so I, almost forgot to highlight him. And then last we got Eric Bledsoe, who was all over the media for his who's Terry Rozier? Who the hell is that? I don't know who the fuck that is. His comments, and I found it funny, but I think Mr. Bledsoe shows up today and at least backs up his who the fuck is that? He backs up that talk and does enough to go over this number today. Quite frankly, if the Bucks go down 3-0, then they're done for. So I like them to come out, win the game, and at least pull within the game of their counterparts. So as you can tell, I'm going by stats, but I'm also going by game flow and making predictions how I think the game is going to go. And it's about gut calls, in my opinion, at least a little bit when it comes to playoff basketball and what you think is going to happen. So those are my calls for today. If you are not signed up for Predict Picks, here's how you can sign up for Predict Picks. You go to predictpicks.com. You're going to see this blue background here. They're still in beta mode, so you have to go to I was invited by a friend. Once you get here, you put in your first name, last name, email, and then you put in our invite code, which is 01283. Put in your password. Yes, you're 18 years old, as long as you actually are 18 years old, and then hit sign up. And then you will get your first pick 3 to win $25. So what that means is you get to come here and pick any 3 players. So let's go Lowry under, Porter over, and Giannis over. So these are the 3, let's say, you pick. And at this point, you go here to go. And you get to select over or under for each one. And then there'll be a box on the bottom that says free for $25. And you enter that there. And that's it. It's easy to play. You don't have to come up with a group of 8 guys or 9 guys to roster within the salary cap. You can just play the guys that you think will do well. You can play 2 of them, you can play 3 of them, or you can play 4 of them. Much easier way to play fantasy. I love it. A lot of my friends love it. And a lot of people I've introduced to it have really come to love this way of fantasy basketball, fantasy sports in general. They don't just do basketball; they do football as well. They sometimes do MLB and they sometimes do golf. So, really different way to play fantasy, and it's a lot less stressful. So this is what I've got for today, guys. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. Thank you so much for watching our video, and I'll be back with a video tomorrow for NBA playoffs. We're doing this every single day up until the finals. So like, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. See you guys.